Hey y'all, I know it's been a little while since I've made a video and uploaded anything, but as you can see, I'm just out here shooting my bow on this bright, hot, sunny day. It's definitely summertime. It didn't even preheat, man. It went right into 400 degrees summer this year, so it is what it is though. It's that time of year, but I tell you what, as it gets closer and closer to August and September, the more I start getting the itch, and I gotta usually start scratching it a little bit. So that's what I'm doing out here today, just shooting the old Mathews a little bit. And I'm out here about 40 yards right here. That's what I usually like to practice at. I try to shoot about every day. And I don't shoot every single day, but I try my best to shoot all through the year a little bit, just to keep the rust knocked off and stuff. And it just makes a difference when it comes time to hunt, man. You can't practice too much, in my opinion. But I know I try to get out here, like I said, every day and shoot a little bit. And I like to stay out here about 40 yards and shoot, 40 to 50 yards and pretty consistently in practice. Because that makes that average shot, 18 to 20 yards when you're up in that tree. Makes it just a lot easier to make that shot, to me personally, from my experience. Because I mean, we all know when we're up in a tree stand, probably our average shots from 18 to 25, sometimes 30 yards, especially in the woods. Your max shot may be 25 yards in a lot of places, where I hunt anyway. So I like to practice out here pretty good ways, 40, 50 yards. So but y'all, just gonna come on here and give you an update. I just been busy with everyday life, raising kids, paying bills, and life of a working man. A lot of y'all out there could probably relate. But like I said, just been having all kinds of fun. My wife and I and the kids, we just took a floating trip yesterday here on our local creek, on Crooked Creek, and had some fun there. Caught some fish, done some swimming, just got out and relaxed a little bit and had a good time, and got nice and burnt, and all kinds of fun stuff. But that's what it's all about. But I'm gonna shoot a little bit more right here at y'all, and here in a little while I'm gonna get out and about and maybe throw up some cameras, check on some of my straps on my tree stands, loosen them up, tighten them back up, get them ready to go, and all that fun stuff. And it's getting to be that time. I like to get out there and do it this time of year. I don't like waiting, right at the last minute to go out and throw up a new stand or a new camera, or trim a shooting lane, whatever it is. I like to go out there early in the summer like this and get it done. I want to get other stuff going, and it just makes it a lot easier. And it's you're already prepared. You can't be prepared too much. From my experiences through the years, you got to get out there and get everything set up and ready to go. Especially if you got private land. If you're hunting private land, you can't get prepared too much. Public land, you can only do so much, because some places you can set up cameras. You can't even set up trail cameras, but certain times of the year you can't leave a tree stand year round. And you can't go out and set them up, so close to season. But if you can do that, there's a lot of places I hunt public. But usually when I'm public land hunting, I'm saddle hunting. But there's a few places here on some private land I got to hunt that I like to get set up and prepared, and some tree stands ready. And basically I probably got, I don't know how many stands. I've got several stands. I've lost count actually, but I've got several of them. And I like to go by each one of them every year and just kind of check the straps, check the cables on them. You can't check all that stuff too much, because man, you get up in there, you don't want to fall and risk your life like that. And I try to wear a safety harness as much as I can. I'll be honest, I don't wear it every time. I should, but I try to every time I can. Especially if you got kids and stuff, it's not worth it getting up in that tree stand, taking a risk, falling, cable breaking your neck, breaking your back, being paralyzed the rest of your life. But anyway, that's all the more reason I like to get out there and check everything. So guys, I'm gonna shoot a few more shots right here, practice up a little bit, and get out in the woods here in probably the next hour or so, and throw up some cameras, check some tree stands. I'll kind of show you all a couple places that I hunt, and the reason why I hunt them, the reason why they're good, and check them out. So we'll see y'all in the woods here in a little bit. All right, y'all, made it down in here. Man, it takes a while to get off down in some of these places, and that's why there's a lot of deer here. And I don't even like coming in here and even talking loud, because there's deer that move through here year round. And right here in front of me is a licking branch. I was going to show y'all. Well, I say it's a licking branch. They come through here year round and lick on this branch, but they also scrape under it during the rut. But I was just going to kind of show y'all what this looks like. Kind of show you this spot right here where I'm set up, and the reason why I hunt this little section right here. I call this spot the funnel stand, because man, they funnel through here like crazy, and it's just an absolute prime spot, and it's got all the advantages sucked into one right here. So start off with right here, as you can see, right here's the licking branch. I got it all broke up right here a little bit. Just snapped off there and all broke up, and they move through right here. Trails running north and south from right here, running right through this bench, and right here's this bluff line running north and south as well here. As you can see right here, there's a little bit of a knoll, and there's a tight spot right there, and they like to go right through here on this knoll and hug this side right here by the edge of this bluff line, and my stand's sitting right over in here. And the reason being I got it right there, you're probably thinking, why don't you have it set up right here by this licking branch and this scrape? Well, I used to have a stand set up just right up in there, but what it is right here it drops off really steep. I mean very steep, nearly straight off, just right over this edge. And it's one big bench sitting right in here, this one solid bench. And this bluff line is what really makes a difference in this spot right here, is it tightens them up in here. And they like to travel right through here because you got a lot of steep ground out here on this side, and obviously the bluff line on this side. So when they come through this spot right here, they always hit this licking branch and they scrape right here in the rut, and they'll travel right through this pinch point right here, right over to me and to the next spot I'll show you guys here in a second. But I'll really show you why that's the best place over there that I decided to put my stand, because it really tightens them up right over there. So but anyway, on this licking branch right here, it's a pretty hot spot, man. They come through here year round, all through the year. August, they come through here early season in velvet, all through the rut. Have several big bucks hitting this branch right here, as you can see in some of these videos. They come through here, scrape, lick, whatever, and they're traveling right through here. And the reason being, I think a lot of times they move through here is on the north side here, about a mile. There's a lot of field, a lot of big agriculture fields. And over here on this side, for the next probably 3 miles, it's all hardwood timber and hill country, and all bedding area. And a lot of people get caught up in the bedding area thing, and the feeding area, you know, bedding area, hunting the bedding area. I don't know. I never have gotten that down to exact science on all the. I really think that you just got to get out in the woods, put boots on the ground, and find these spots these deer move through, where they funnel through. In the rut, you can't really go off, oh, they bed here, they feed here, because in the rut, they're moving for miles, and they're covering a lot of ground all through the day. I mean, so if you can get in a spot like this that's in between both of those, man, that's a killer combination right there, in my opinion. And you ain't gonna find these spots like this right here by just really, I mean, you can get on onX maps or whatever maps you use, and you can find some of these places. You can narrow it down to a certain degree, but in my opinion, you got to get out here and got to lay eyes on it, and you got to see it for yourself, put boots on the ground and walk. You got to do a lot of walking, and this time of year is a good time to do it before season comes up. Get out here and walk these places. You don't want to come in here the 1st of October when it's getting close to bow season, or middle of September when bow season is about to open up, and you don't want to leave no more scent and stuff like that, and you have to. And some people can't help, they're hunting public ground, they're going to get out and they're working. I completely understand. I work full-time job, raising kids, pay bills just like everybody else. Sometimes you can't always get out here real early and do some of this stuff. It's hard to find time sometimes, but every chance I get, I like to get out here and do this and walk. But I just want to show you guys that right quick. This right here is one of my favorite spots. Like I said, I call it the funnel stand, because they just absolutely funnel through here, just like water through a funnel. And big bucks too, and big bucks like to use this. And these kind of places, like I said, ain't easy to find. You got to get out here and put in the time, put boots on the ground, and walk in deep in these places. Sometimes it may require walking across a big holler, walk up over the other side, and going through a bunch of brush, going through a creek, whatever it is. And luckily, this spot right here, the best access is actually coming in from the top side right here on the northeast side, and I can drop down in here and hunt it in the morning times. But the thing is, I can't hunt this spot right here in the morning times for usually till about an hour after daylight. If I come in here an hour before daylight or right at daylight, these thermals are still pulling hard down this hill right here, and they blow me out every time. I've tried getting in here pretty early, and all the deer coming up from the bottom and working this bench right here, they'll usually end up smelling me because the thermals are still pulling down right here. So I kind of like to wait till the thermals are rising up and get set up in here. I'm no expert with all that stuff by no means, but through trial and error, you figure a lot of that stuff out. I know some of these things because I've made several mistakes through the years. But you get some of these places in here, you get them figured out, you know kind of what the deer do, you know what time of year to come in here. I pretty much, this is one of the places I don't like to come in here at all. I just said I'll come in here like I am right now. This is, I don't know, this is like July the 2nd, I think. Yeah, today's July the 2nd, I believe. But in here early, you know, coming in here and getting these cameras set up. There's actually a scrape right over here that's been really good for years and years, and I've had an old grapevine set up in there. A lot of people like to use ropes, all different kinds of stuff, but I never have used ropes. I know ropes work good. I've talked to people that they love those, using those ropes and stuff, but I've always had good luck with grapevines. It's just more natural to me, and it works really good. But I'm gonna get over here and cut me the old grapevine that was there. It's been there for quite a few years, and it's about wore out, and it's actually fell off. So I'm gonna cut me a new one and throw it up there and put a camera up right here on this scrape right by my stand up here. But pretty cool, guys. This spot right here, like I said, year after year, all through the year, there's bucks use this all through the year. So really good spot. All right, guys, let's get over here and check out where my stand's at, and I'll kind of show y'all why I'm set up right there. All right, y'all, right here is where it all happens. I'm gonna show you kind of why I like this spot. Y'all can see right here is my stand, setting up in this pine tree. What makes this spot pretty cool is right here's this scrape. Actually, it just cut me a vine there a few minutes ago and hung up there. And you can see right here where the old scrape is. They had it all beat out back in last fall. But this spot right here, guys, the reason why I like it so well is right here is these bluff lines right here. And here's the bench right here running north and south this way. Right here, it tightens up extra tight. Back here behind me, it's pretty wide back in there, this bench. But what it does, it comes right up in here, and the train changes right here. It drops off, and it narrows up. Actually, the edge is right here, when back here, the edge is way over there. When it comes right up through here, it drops off steep. There's actually another bluff right off over this edge, so they don't like going down there, so they tighten up and they come up this way. And also the cover gets thicker right in here, so they work this edge. But most of the time they come right through this trail right here where I'm at. They always hit this scrape. I always come here and lick this vine usually, and they work their way right on through there back to where they bed down, where all the hardwoods is. But right up here, as you can see right here, this bank goes up real steep. Right here, kind of at the end of this bluff line. Steep right here, drops off right here. So right here where this scrape is, you can literally see it as we're looking at it right here on film. You can see this funnel running through right here. It tightens up all through here. And on the other side of this bend right here, it gets real steep. So they naturally just funnel right through this whole area right here. When they're working, checking the bedding areas back through here. And sometimes them bucks will work up from the bottom right here. There's actually a couple trails that come in from the bottom, but they come straight up, and then they work this side right here on this bench. So they come from a long ways, usually that way. And this is one of those magical spots. You never know what you might see through here. I love sitting here in the rut, and that's why I call it the funnel stand, because they just funnel through here like crazy. But like I said, right there's my stand in this pine tree, and a lot of y'all's probably thinking, man, there ain't no cover on that thing. That's just a telephone pole, and that's true. I tell you what, I looked and looked around right here, and believe it or not, you may not be able to tell here on camera, but there ain't much to choose from as far as trees. They're all real small around, and they're just, and if there is a decent tree, it wasn't going to work to utilize this funnel right here like I really wanted to. So I ended up just putting it up high, and actually right here where I'm at, it goes up this edge right here pretty high, and that pine tree sets a little ways up that edge. So, and then I'm up about 20-25 foot, even up on that knoll above this bench. So I'm way over these deer working this right here, and they never have seen me. They work right through here. They never notice me up in that pine tree right there. So I can get by with a little less cover right there because I'm up so high right here above them, catching them running through here. So, and what's cool too is up there above my stand, there's two other trails on that edge up there, up above my stand. The majority of the time they work their way through this bench right here, but sometimes they'll cut through right up here, and there's actually 3 different trails come through here. 2 goes up the top, and the main trail comes right through here below me on this bench. But sometimes they'll cut and they'll come up here behind me, and I'm also set up to where I can shoot right there behind me, right on both of those trails. The farthest one's about 30 yards, and that's actually where I had a real nice buck come in last year. Ended up hitting a stick when I shot, and made a bad shot. I hit him high in the shoulders, I think, right through the dead zone. long story short, ended up having some dogs come in, tracked him over 2 miles, never did find him. He bedded down, got back up, and ran, kept on running. So I'm hoping he made it through, hoping he survives it. I don't think it got in his vitals at all. I think it just went right through, like I said, the top of his shoulders. Just went through a bunch of muscle and meat. So hopefully he makes it. If he's around this year, he'll definitely be a nice buck. That buck I killed last fall with my bow, he was one of the better bucks I've ever killed in my life. But this one here, he should be every bit as good this year. He wasn't quite as big as that one I killed back in the fall. Last year, man, he'll be in the high 160s, maybe 170 buck. I mean, he's just an old deer, big bodied deer. He'll just be a nice one. Hope to get another chance at him. But he came through right up there about a week later after I killed that first big buck. He come through about a week later up here on this trail, had 7 or 8 does in front of him. He come in behind them, and I shot him right up there at 30 yards, right behind me on that trail I'm talking about. And that morning, for some reason, they decided to cut through and come up high instead of coming down low right here. But pretty cool spot, guys. I'm looking forward to it. This is one of them spots you got to get out and walk, put some boots on the ground. You can find these places, kind of analyze it, kind of look and see what you can put to your advantage. Like, man, I gotta drop off here. I got a bluff line right here. Got a bench running north and south right here. Got a trail beat out, got scrapes, got sign. Another thing, guys, historical sign. I like finding that historical sign, man. Through the years, them deer, you can always tell, you know, big buck travel corridors by looking at that historical sign. Man, I like finding those old rubs on cedars, whatever it is, any kind of rubs, old scrapes. I'm a firm believer in hunting where there's historical sign and present sign. I mean, good fresh sign, that's hard to beat. You put both of those together, that's a deadly combination in my opinion. But I'm no expert, guys, but I like to get out here. I try to figure them out the best I can and put boots on the ground and set up accordingly, you know, to these spots. And I figure it out. Well, a lot of times it pays off. Right here about the first week of November, all through about the middle of November, this spot right here is one of the best spots in the state of Arkansas right here, I can tell you. And it'll pay off through the years. I'm looking forward to killing, hopefully, a bunch more good bucks right here. So the guys, right here is where I set up my camera right here. It's a Tactacam reveal. Man, I love those Tactacam reveals. They really good cameras. They take good quality video, good quality pictures, and they're just all around good cameras. And they work really well. Like I said, they're a little higher than some cameras, but man, if you really want good quality video and good quality just pictures, and they're pretty easy to use. You know, I'm not real tech savvy on a lot of stuff. You know, so I like a camera that's pretty easy to use. But guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do some more walking. I'm actually gonna drop off down this holler and go on down to another spot I got and check it out. But I ain't got just a whole lot of battery left on the camera here. But I want to show you guys this spot right here, one of my favorite spots. I call it the funnel stand. But looking forward to hunting this about the first week of November. My cameras will tell me when to come in here. My cameras will start blowing up, getting these good bucks using this bench right here. And man, you better get ready. That's all I can say. So looking forward to it. Got a lot of places I'm gonna check out on some public ground. I've got some cameras out on, and there's some prime places too. A lot of them places I have to get to by boat, get in there, but it's usually worth it. Man, they've usually got it tore up. I got a couple more spots on public that's just like this right here, just kind of a good funnel, good bench stand. So looking forward to checking all those out too. I'll make a video probably on that later on some of them places, but for now, just kind of mainly giving y'all an update, just getting out here, scratching the itch a little bit. It's almost time, man. It's right around the corner. So I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate out there getting ready. And I know a lot of people out there like, man, it's hot in the middle of summer. They ain't even thinking about deer season, but I'm thinking about deer hunting and that next buck I'm gonna kill as soon as season's over. Year round, I'm thinking about it. I'm getting out here, hanging stands. I'm walking. I'm finding these places to put the odds in my favor when it comes time to get out there and get in the tree. So all those things add up. You can't have too much preparation when it comes to, if you want to kill a big buck, you got to put in the time and the work and the miles. That's just the way it works. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching. As always, appreciate all the subscribers, all the likes, all the comments on my videos. You know, it's growing. Appreciate it. And if you guys want to help me out, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, leave in the comments if y'all's out there getting ready, what cameras you're using, what tree stands you're using, what you've done different. I've changed up some stuff as far as my arrows, my bow and stuff. I've done some things, tree stands. Actually, fixing make a couple purchases that I think is going to make a big difference for me, especially hunting public ground stuff, just running and gunning. Gonna get some different tree stands and stuff on that, and I'll do probably a review on that later when I get them in the mail. I haven't ordered them yet, but I've got some products I'm gonna go with and try to use this year, and hopefully be a game changer. So guys, as always, appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the woods later.